Hello everyone, welcome. One of the most rewarding aspects of creating these videos is connecting with all of you. Your stories and experiences are incredibly valuable. Recently, I've received numerous messages about a topic that resonates deeply with many toxic workplaces. These are environments where speaking up feels impossible, ideas are dismissed, and you're constantly on edge. It's challenging, isn't it? You arrive at work feeling exhausted, anxious, and unable to perform at your best. But remember, you're not alone. And most importantly, you deserve a better environment. This video is for everyone who has ever felt silenced, overlooked, or stuck in a toxic workplace. We'll explore how these toxic cultures try to silence you, the true cost of staying quiet, and most importantly, how to reclaim your voice. So, whether you're dealing with unfair treatment or just feeling unheard, stay with us. This is about reclaiming your power, speaking your truth, and fostering positive change. Let's get started. Let's delve into the concept of fear. Fear is often the most significant obstacle in a challenging work environment. Consider that moment when you want to voice your thoughts in a meeting, but you hold back. You know your input is valuable, yet doubts begin to surface. What if my idea isn't well received? What if I'm perceived as a troublemaker? And the most daunting question, what if this jeopardizes my job? This is the essence of fear in the workplace, and sadly, toxic environments thrive on it. They cultivate a culture where speaking up feels perilous, where questioning is seen as defiance rather than a chance for improvement. And unfortunately, they often succeed in this. People remain silent, not due to a lack of ideas, but because of the fear of repercussions. But here's an important truth about fear. It flourishes in silence. The more we allow it to dominate us, the stronger it becomes. So how do we begin to overcome this? We'll explore that next, but first, let's highlight some specific ways fear keeps us silent at work. Let's dive into the topic of gaslighting. And no, it's not about your stove malfunctioning, though if it is, you might want to get that fixed. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation that can occur in toxic workplaces, and it can deeply affect your mental well-being. Picture this. You raise a valid concern at work, perhaps about an overwhelming workload or a colleague's inappropriate behavior. But instead of addressing your concern, your boss or coworker dismisses your feelings. They might say you're overreacting or being too sensitive. Initially, you stand firm in your belief. You know what you experienced. But then, doubts begin to creep in. Maybe you are being too sensitive. Maybe you did misinterpret things. Maybe it's all in your head. This, my friends, is gaslighting in the workplace. It's a tactic used to undermine your perceptions, make you question your reality, and ultimately silence your voice. But remember, recognizing gaslighting is the first step to overcoming it. Trust in your experiences and stand strong. Imagine this. Someone finally gathers the courage to address a concern at work. They've meticulously documented everything, perhaps even practiced what they're going to say. They have that crucial conversation with their manager or HR, and then things start to change. And by change, I mean they're suddenly being excluded. Left out of key meetings, not included on important email chains, that sort of thing. It's as if they've been placed on an island all by themselves. This, my friends, is the isolating effect of a toxic workplace. Isolation is a powerful tactic because it targets our fundamental human need to belong. We're social beings, right? We flourish through connection and collaboration. So when that's taken away, it's painful. It makes us question everything. Did I do something wrong? Was I too blunt? Suddenly, that initial sense of empowerment from speaking up starts to diminish, replaced by self-doubt and a feeling of loneliness. And that's exactly what toxic workplaces aim for. They want you to feel like you need them more than they need you. So how can you tell if you're experiencing this kind of deliberate isolation? It can be subtle, but there are some warning signs to watch for. Have you noticed a sudden shift in your relationships at work? Are you being excluded from key decisions or projects that you used to be involved in? Do you feel like you're being left out of the loop on crucial information? Or perhaps you're experiencing the dreaded silent treatment from colleagues. If any of this sounds familiar, there's a good chance you're not imagining things. Toxic workplaces thrive on silence, and isolation is one of their most effective tools. But here's the empowering news. You don't have to let them win. In the next section, we'll explore how to break free from this isolation and reclaim your voice. And believe me, it's achievable. It takes courage, but remember, you're not alone. Let's delve into the topic of bureaucratic barriers. These are the obstacles that can make navigating your workplace feel like a never-ending maze. Instead of corn, you're surrounded by mountains of paperwork. And rather than a reward at the end, there's just more forms to fill out. You have to deal with forms in triplicate, mandatory online trainings that seem outdated and inefficient, and a complex chain of command that's hard to navigate. By the time you've jumped through all the hoops, you're left feeling drained and questioning if it was worth the effort. But here's the truth. These systems are often designed to wear you down. They aim to discourage you from speaking up by making the process overly complicated. It's a tactic to make you give up and accept the status quo, but we won't let that happen. Together, we can overcome these barriers. We will navigate this maze and find our way out. Remember, your voice and experiences are valuable. You deserve to be heard and respected. Don't let bureaucratic red tape silence you. We'll explore strategies to overcome these barriers shortly, but first, let's examine another tactic used in toxic workplaces. Have you ever worked in a place that proudly claimed to have an open-door policy? A workplace where you're encouraged to bring any concerns to your manager or HR? It sounds ideal, doesn't it? But when you actually try to use that open door, it can feel like you're hitting a brick wall. Your concerns might be brushed aside, minimized, or even used against you. And that open door policy? It often only swings one way outwards. This kind of lip service can be incredibly disheartening. It creates the illusion of a supportive environment, but the reality can be quite different. So how can you tell if that open door is genuine or just for show? Remember, actions speak louder than words. Toxic workplaces often make empty promises. They might say, "We hear you, we're working on it, things will be different this time." But often, nothing really changes. It's all smoke and mirrors, designed to placate and silence you. They might even offer a few token gestures like forming a committee to address the issue or sending out a company-wide email about the importance of respect in the workplace. But don't be misled by these superficial attempts at change. The real test is whether they're willing to take concrete action to address the root causes of the problem. Are they holding perpetrators accountable? Are they implementing systemic changes? Are they creating a culture where speaking up is encouraged and valued? If the answer is no, then those promises are as fragile as a house of cards in a storm. Here's the thing about false promises. They only work if we believe them. So let's stop accepting lip service. Let's demand real, meaningful change. Don't be afraid to call out empty promises for what they are. Ask tough questions, hold them accountable for their words, and don't let them off the hook until you see tangible progress. Remember, you deserve more than just words. You deserve action. You deserve a workplace where your voice is valued, your concerns are taken seriously, and your well-being is a priority. So don't be afraid to speak up, to push back, and to demand better. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on this journey. Discussing these topics can be challenging, but it's crucial for our growth. If you're feeling unheard, remember, your voice has power. Even small steps like sharing this video with a colleague can ignite change. Leave a comment below. Have you ever raised your voice at work? What was the outcome? Let's learn and grow together. If this video inspired you, hit like, share, comment, and subscribe for more insight. Until next time, keep advocating for yourself and never let anyone diminish your worth.